Hi, I'm Emily Richardson.
And I'm Marshall Lorenzo.
And this is Trash Box, a Real Housewives podcast?
A podcast?
Exactly. Well, thanks for tuning in. So, this week we have our very first guest, and we're just going to get into it because we know once he gets on the pod, we are going to be talking a lot. Yakety yak yak. His name is Tom Hearn.
And I guess a little preamble about our thoughts and feelings towards this particular individual in relation to Housewives, I feel is important somewhat. Now, how would you describe Tom's opinions of Housewives?
Tom is...
Okay, I'll go. Chaotic.
He's a chaos queen.
It's like, it feels like there's contrarians, right? Like there's I don't know. I really enjoy Giselle's fashion or whatever. And then there's someone who genuinely believes things that are not to be believed.
So you're saying he's a liar?
Lies, and misinformation, falsehoods.
He definitely has a lot of intense opinions that don't match up with ours. But Marshall, I think that's a good thing. We live in an echo chamber on Trash Box after two episodes.
It's a good thing to not be in touch with reality.
Well, he's been sitting here on the Zoom just staring daggers at you, Marshall. So I think we need to welcome him on. Everyone, Tom Hearn.
Hello, Justice for Phaedra Parks, everybody. I'm so excited to be here on Trash Box.
We're so excited to have you. Yes, welcome.
Oh, I'm so excited to get into it with you guys. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Also, Justice for Phaedra is not a crazy opinion.
I think it's a sane opinion that everybody should have.
Oh, but wait, the whole Portia stuff. I forgot.
I haven't seen that part of Atlanta, which is my shame. But Tom Hearn gave me the lowdown a couple of years ago. And perfect quotes, like him being like, him kind of like doing that like guilty little face, being like, and then Phaedra said this, but I love her.
I love her. Atlanta's is my franny for sure. It was where I started. It's where I will end. It's where I will die. Love Atlanta, but I'm so excited to be talking about any franny of
Franny franchise. It took me a sec. I was like, is this some like cool young slang?
I know, me too. I of my age, I was like the nanny. Now, Tom,
okay.
I have a question about Atlanta. Not to divert too much, but why is Atlanta your favorite?
I think Atlanta is my favorite because it has a group of women who, for 75% of a season, really want to be together, I feel like. And then for the rest of the season, genuinely, deeply hate each other. Like, it is real hate. It's not like a Beverly Hills hate where it's like, we all wore the same pink dress to Erika Jayne's house. It's like a real deep hate and shade. The level of shade on that seasons is like next level. So I think that's why I like it.
But you are right. They do have deep friendships, it seems like.
Yeah,
like,
they have friendship contracts even sometimes. So
oh my god. I will say about Atlanta is they can bounce back from feuds.
Yeah.
And I really admire that because nobody wants this grudge forever without some new life into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, they do bounce back really quick. And also I think with Atlanta as well, the reason why I like it is a lot of the same players have been involved since day one and are still involved. Or like at least like season 2. Like once we got season 2 in, like when we added like Candy and when Cynthia, oh my god, I forgot her name because she's boring. Like fully joined the cast. Like those ladies have been around for a long time. Sheree, we love a Sheree.
Yeah, I love
Chateau Sheree.
Yeah, once they got rid of like Lisa Wu, then things started getting going.
Lisa Wu, that's a name. That's a throwback.
Lisa who? Yeah, and here's a big question. All right, and I didn't prep you for this, so if you have a very long pause, I can just edit it out.
Okay.
Who is your favorite housewife of any franchise?
Jesus.
I know, it's a big one. I should have prepped you.
Wow, that's huge. There's like 2 that are like standing out to me.
Okay, just give me 2.
Okay, so right out the gate, right from Atlanta, Candy Burris.
Really?
Yep.
Do you see, people? Do you see?
This is when the audacity starts. So Candy, and then I would say, you guys are going to hate me for this one too, but Erika Jayne.
Oh,
Come on. What's the problem?
The problem is she doesn't give any of her life over.
the
But
whole
she-
point of
but-
these shows is these women give themselves to the story.
What more do you want from her?
Anything. Literally anything.
What's going on with her marriage? What's going on with her
Well,
children?
we are going to see what's going on with her marriage in this
I promise you
upcoming
we
season.
won't.
Will we?
I promise you we won't.
We will.
We'll get a spokesperson statement, and then it'll become about, Dorit was in glam too long, and that's the feud of the season.
It
Dorit
cannot-
is boring as fuck.
Now, here's my thing. I used to think that Dorit was hot garbage scum. I literally thought if there was ever a purge on this earth, I'm going to show up at PK and Dorit's house with a bat covered in
Hideous house.
And I have done a complete 180, and I am a
She's-
fan of Dorit.
Oh my god.
She's weathered the storm. She's dealt with getting in the fray and getting in the mud, and now she's sort of a casual observer who's able to snipe in.
She's a sniper.
I just also want to throw out, if I were to throw two people that are strong B levels for me, we have a Teresa from New Jersey, obviously,
Yeah.
and then Kim Richards.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can agree with those.
Kim
Yeah.
Richards is. I want her to come back on the show. I think she's ready.
I don't think that's good for Kim.
I want a lot for Kim. I don't know if that's it. I want to see Kim acting again, people.
Oh,
Come on, Black Snake Moan.
Black Snake Moan. And I will say, like, now that Kathy Hilton is going to be a friend of on Beverly Hills.
Who will give
Yes.
us nothing, I promise you.
Yeah, I know.
She will give us nothing.
I know. I would love to see all three sisters.
Yes.
Now, wouldn't that be a show that we all need?
It's-
And then a friend of that show, we obviously would get Nikki in Paris. I would love that show. I would be into it.
Now,
but also,
Nikki and Paris, those two have had lobotomies, yes?
Yes.
yeah, big
Right.
time.
2002.
Mm.
No Kyle though.
No Kyle.
Oh, man.
I hate Kyle.
Am I the only Kyle fan here?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
wow.
No, I hate her.
So, shall we get into the
Salt
Salty
Lake City. Now, we
Yes.
will say Tom is only with us for half this episode because he does not watch Potomac yet.
Oh, do we have the time to get into that? Because we don't. I don't think we do.
Here's my case. My case is I watch a lot of Housewives, okay? I've seen a lot of the Frannies. I love them. I'm not ready to add a new Franny. I've seen the first season of Potomac. I've heard it is iconic. I'm so ready to get into it in December, but I was saving myself because I was really excited for Salt Lake City because I knew even before they announced the show how much it was like my vibe.
So, hold up. You can only do one Franny at a time?
One Franny at a time when I'm in a pandy.
Oh,
One
okay.
new friend.
One
that.
Franny, one pandy,
Because I'm a binge watcher.
no bingy.
Yeah, I'm like a heavy binge watcher. So like when I commit to it, like I've just watched
Like
3 seasons of Designated Survivor in like a week.
Nobody's
like
ever
Chicago
said
Fire.
that sentence.
Edit that out.
Okay, great. Let's start with Salt Lake City. I really liked this episode. I came out with a whole new perspective on these women, and that was, oh wow, all of these women's lives are built on lies to themselves and others. And it feels like, thanks to religion and a very judgmental society in Utah, these women are part of them are stuck in like the 60s. Like they have not yet experienced feminism's problematic second wave.
Mm.
So, shake it up, put some snow heels on it, and put it on my TV.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Emily, you just explained the Mormon Church.
Yeah, that's just like the rule book. What do you call it?
The prologue.
The Bible?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The Mormons have a different Bible, right?
Well, what's
It's
it
written
called?
in feces on a rock. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, very, very starting to like get into the religion of it all. Loving that. Getting into the marriages, and for me, getting into the children. I
Okay.
love children on these shows.
Okay, that sounds
I
weird.
love children. I love children's toys. I only want full storylines around these kids, even if these kids do not speak. Case in point, Case in point, Mary's son, who trolled those cameras till the end of days, just standing there dead-eyed. I was hooting and hollering at my screens, jumping up, cheerleading, going, yes, you can, destroy these cameras.
He did not give one flying fuck. Dead-eyed is the adjective.
Oh, give him a show.
Well, and then there's Lisa's son, who drops the I'm really good at pulling out while backing his car out of a driveway.
And the only person who seemed to acknowledge that was the 6-year-old boy in the back.
The Benjamin buttoning child in the back. Now, do we think that these kids genuinely know what these terms are? And or is it some sort of like mea culpa? What do you call it? What's the phrase? Schadenfreude. No, not that. None of these.
Oh, no.
None of that is the right thing.
But do they know what they're saying here?
Well, no. I think the kid that was backing the car out definitely knew what he was saying, because he was like backing out and then mugged to the GoPro that was like in the window. He was like, eh? And the mom was just like, pay attention.
I know.
You pay attention. Your son's talking about pulling out, sis.
Pay attention. Give me a Diet Coke.
Getting sassy from the tip of the phone book he's sitting on.
I know. Yeah, that was weird too when she was like, okay, we've gotten here. Now go in and get me a 42-ounce Diet Coke with lemon.
I did enjoy that. Slay me, bitch.
She has nodes. Like, go get your throat checked.
No, embrace the nodes.
I have lots of notes on all of the housewives, but all I have for Lisa is, I hate her. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Because she's just like a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, she's the one that I think I might throw out of the cast.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like she would give it, like, if she gives it's all in the edit situation. No. Because 75, even if 75% of you is bitch, that's too much bitch.
Yeah, I like that we're taking bitch back, too.
Yeah, and when I say that, I do want to preface, I mean, I am the first guest, and I'm coming on here, and I'm dropping the B word real quick, but I just want to say, that comes from a place of love. I mean, I'm saying that I hate Lisa, but I really love her, you know?
We know.
She comes up with the odd, really good quote, though. Like, last week, she said something like, I don't judge you, I don't care enough to judge you. And then this week,
that was good.
That was very good. And then this week, when she goes to the 20s party, and she's like, how is this 20s? They're just like a bunch of like male strippers and like half the people aren't even dressed correctly. She goes, I was bringing the decadence and they were bringing the depression, which I think might be a Great Depression allusion. If she's smart enough to come up with that. And if it is, I applaud that line.
Sure.
Well, Emily, after you just recapped those two moments, here we go. Talk about me being chaotic. I actually like Lisa. Because that quote of, oh honey, I don't think about you because I don't care enough about you. That's something I would say.
Okay, but let's not act like she invented these lines. Like, her tagline is jealousy is a disease, get well soon, bitch. Like,
no, that's Meredith.
It is? No, it's not. No, it's Lisa.
Yeah. Yes, it is. No, it's Meredith.
We're gonna need a face tattoo. We're gonna need a haircut.
Okay, so Lisa's tagline, because she's in the alcohol industry, is,
oh, yeah.
When you take cheap shots, always expect a hangover.
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
Great taglines on this season, I do have to say.
I know. My favorite is, this Rose isn't scared to handle a little prick.
Does her husband have a small dick? Like, let's bring this up every episode. I don't get it.
Okay, so last episode, Marshall said to me that Whitney was a big old Trump supporter. Now, Marshall, I have searched Google the world over, and I cannot find any footage of her at Trump rallies. I cannot find, I looked up Whitney Rose Trump. I looked everywhere. I can't find anything. I even, get this, I even checked Utah's voter registry.
Oh my God.
And to find out how she voted, I had to track down her address, which I did, birth date, her zip code, and I couldn't find anything. However, her husband, Justin Rose, is a registered Republican.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we have.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, I know. Damn it.
But also,
Emily,
yeah,
are you okay?
How's stuff going for you?
Yeah, what's up? That's a lot of work to do.
It took me 5 minutes.
It took you 5 minutes to get a geolocation?
It's all public because her husband runs his business out of the home, so it's all there. You just got to know what to look for.
These housewives need to get some type of security because a 30-year-old woman in Toronto shouldn't be able to track her that quickly. She was burned at the stake. Also, Whitney's husband, he's hot.
Okay, no, he's not.
I'm sorry, I like an old guy.
What the fuck are you talking about?
See, hot takes. These fucking hot takes. I cannot. How do you feel about her dad, huh?
Well, if we're talking about dads, we're gonna talk about Mary's husband. But
oh my god,
I enjoyed. Okay, so I think generally the audience, like, or at least Housewives savvy people, are already caught up on Mary and her backstory and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But in case you are not, Emily, would you like to get into some of the business arrangements that is Mary's marriage?
Well, I mean, she alluded to it a little bit on this episode. She married her step-grandfather to basically inherit her grandmother's church. What we learned from this episode was that her mother cut her off because of that, or emotionally, because I don't think the mom had the money. I think it was all the grandma. And also there were lawsuits from her from her mother's side of the family, and also they exhumed the grandmother's body because they thought there was foul play in her death due to the step-grandfather.
Now,
it is fucked.
This is the backstory we need for every housewife.
I love it.
Okay? We want exhumed bodies. We want grave robbing. We want sidestepping a parent to get that granddad D. This is what we need.
The thing that's so funny about Mary is we were all so gung-ho when we were talking about it before, being like, oh my god, we can't wait to see the Mormon of it all. And then when Mary comes out and she's like, I'm Pentecostal, I was like, we are in it to win it now. Because, so I grew up in a Pentecostal church.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know how fucking insane that church is. It's 10 times crazier than the Mormon church.
And yeah, not to like make this whole thing about like church and shit, but like explain.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I didn't go to like a super intense Pentecostal church, but like there was definitely like speaking in tongues. There's like that sobbing that Mary does, like when she's like at the pulpit and like delivering her sermon.
Loved it. I would throw dollar coins at that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. I remember as a child coming upstairs into like what they call sanctuary from like this Sunday school and coming in and seeing like what they call their pastors it'd be like Brother Marshall and Sister Emily. So it'd be like Brother Marshall up there and he would be delivering his sermon and people are like wailing, bawling because they think if they cry and they open themselves up in emotion, then God will come in.
Basically any stand-up set that I've done ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my nanny used to like cry a lot in her room, my mom told me, like when she was growing up, and like that was like her way of like praying. Like that's like a weird thing.
Sure, Tom. Sure.
Yeah. Sure she did. So they're just, it's a really intense religion.
It sounds like it looked like on the episode Jesus Camp, if you've seen that documentary.
Yes, Jesus Camp is based in the Pentecostal faith as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
Oh wow. And just Mary, she was pretty upfront the fact that she was very uncomfortable with the marriage at first.
Yes.
She pretended to be on her period for 2 weeks.
She said 28 days.
Yeah. God. But also like, okay, if you're gonna like delay the sexification by like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, like obviously you don't want to have sex with your granddad. So like, where do you draw the line?
And why is the granddad agreeing to this? Oh, my granddaughter doesn't want to fuck me. Am I a good guy?
Now, what amount of money would get you to fuck your step-granddad? I pose the question to you all.
Well, I had a step-granddad, but he's been dead a very long time.
That wasn't the question.
I couldn't do it. My grandma would be really offended, I think.
How much money?
$20.
I mean, it had to have been a substantial amount to lose ties with your mother.
It's millions of dollars. because she inherited that church, and churches don't pay taxes. So when they pass that collection plate around, all of that money just goes into the church to like fix the roof on the church. Like I remember my nanny's church was like fundraising money for the roof for like 25 years. And, like
it has no roof. Torn off in a tornado 100 years ago.
Yeah, there's no roof. It's just an open concept.
And all this stuff has come out now that Mary's church, you call them congregants? People who go there? Congregation?
Yeah, I guess you would. Yeah. Yes, your congregation.
Yeah. They apparently, a lot of them pay half their income into this church. And when they don't, they are shunned. So we are talking cult status. We are talking Scientology-esque. So Mary, as bad...
Yeah, that's also very Mormon.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, I don't fucking know.
Is this something I should get into?
Marshall, I think you'd have to take a lot of loans and you still wouldn't get into heaven.
Yeah, you're going to get shunned really quick when they're like, hey, we need 50% of your income. And you're like, a button from my jeans?
Will a button get me out of super hell?
I'll marry my grandfather.
And I don't need the money. Okay, I have a couple stray observations.
Of course, that's what we're here for.
Brooks.
Oh.
Brooks and his shitty opinions on vaginas is a trope that we need to run the fuck away from. Hunty. Ay, ay, ay.
He might be evil.
Yeah, there is a little bit of slyness behind the eyes there.
I don't like how he thinks that he runs his mom's life. Like, when he came in and was like, you are a CEO of, what is it, Diamond-tastic, or whatever the fuck it's called?
No, Meredith Marks. He said Meredith Mark Incorporated, and I don't know if that's real or that was like a metaphor for her life.
Yeah, you are a CEO, and you do not have time for sleepovers. I'm like, go to school.
And then...
Go back to school.
Oh, no, he took time off to work, to help his mother through her separation, but mostly because he has a clothing line he needs to work on.
No one needs a fucking line of crop tops from that bitch. Like,
and also, no one can keep her grounded like I can. Translation, no one can read their mother to filth like I can. Like, okay.
He was manipulative. Okay, have you guys ever seen The Lord of the Rings?
I'm from New Zealand, so no.
No.
Okay.
I was in it.
Orc number 4, bitch. He was giving me Wormtongue vibes. Wormtongue is that creepy dude who, like, he's like working for the evil eye, who's always whispering in the king's ear, and he's like, kill him, and poisoning his mind with a spell. And Brooks is Wormtongue.
Now, he gay? Wormtongue gay? He feel gay.
No, he's not. He's into Miranda Otto.
Oh, so he gay. Like, who else knows Miranda Otto's name but gays? Okay, so Brooks evil, need to be slayed.
Because what did Jen do that was so bad? I don't think they actually saw her vagina.
Well, I do wonder if they had cut out some footage there, because her going grinder, grinder, grinder seems a little antagonistic. Like, we've all, Tom, you can probably speak to this too, we've all met that, like, friend of your parents or whatever who's like, hey sis, work fam, love you hunty, let's go on Grindr together, you know.
It's so true. I think his main issue was that she put her fucking heels on their couch.
I don't see a red bottom to that heel.
No.
Yeah.
I think this gets us into Jen Shaw, who, okay, I watched this episode twice. First episode, I was like, Jen is garbage person. The second time I watched it, Jen is deeply, deeply sad. Either way, narcissist.
Also, hi Jen, we see you lurking.
Oh my God, Jen liked a few, like 3 photos on our Instagram, and now I have like this soft spot for her.
Oh.
And suddenly, she's amazing.
Well, she smells like hospital, so
go have a shower, Jen.
I agree with you, Emily. I think she's deeply sad because her sons are now of an age where they don't need her anymore. And her husband, I don't think ever did need her. So she's kind of just like floating. Like, I don't think is like understands motherhood either, because she was like, when
Jen Shaw's a bad mother. You heard it here first.
Jashbox exclusive.
when the sleepover got canceled, she was like, your daughter's in university. She doesn't want to spend any time with you. And it's like, she might want to spend time with her mother, though. Like,
Oh my God. I went home every weekend the first year of university. I was so homesick.
Yeah.
Jesus. I was like,
I know.
bye.
like just because your kids turn your back on you doesn't mean that that's what happens to everyone. Like,
And it's strange that she has this team of like 10 to practice dress her for a party and laugh at all her jokes and cheer for her when she puts an outfit on. It's weird.
Which so far has been every scene with her. Every scene has been like, yeah, this weird like cult, like a court where she's like, and then I had him killed. Like, it's insane.
I just love when like some random person comes on the screen and it's like assistant to Jen number 5. And it's
Come on, Sonia Morgan interns.
Yes. It's exactly like that, which honestly, I would love to be an intern. Sonia, if you're listening.
Yeah.
I know, here's the thing. We all make fun of the interns, but would I do it? No pay? Absolutely. To like wash her toilet? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job, Jen. Good job pooping in here, Jen.
I also want to point out a really nice little moment when Jen Shaw gets out of her SUV or whatever it is, or truck, in the freezing cold to go into Heather's house.
Yet another shot of some fucking open-toed heels in snow.
So she gets out and she is escorted out by what the caption says is her aunt. And she's like, hurry up, my feet are freezing. And I'm like, bitch, is this the aunt with no legs? Because if she is, she shouldn't be your personal walker in the snow.
It's definitely not the aunt with no legs, Emily.
I know, I just wanted to say the joke.
Also, I'll say it here again and again and again until the end of time. I am done with these flapper parties. It's a flapper party or it's a white party. Enough.
Like, where is my favorite party designer from Beverly Hills? Why isn't he been popping up over here? She Beverly Hills.
Oh.
Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
She. Very she. But you know Brooks was like, yeah, do a flapper party. Yeah.
It's not, no, Whitney threw the flapper party.
Yeah, I know, but
Not
still,
Meredith.
I just imagine Brooks somewhere like in the evil eye tower, like, ooh, another flapper party. Yeah, the lid's on that blender. Hit blend.
So many blenders in this
So
episode.
many blenders.
Yeah, also, he was surprised that his almond milk worked. I'm like, I fucking hate you.
It's been soaking for 5 days.
Soaking for 5 days. Wow, that worked really easy.
Also, when Meredith made the mess with the blender, the first thing Brooke says is, where's Leticia? Like, clearly that's the help who's made to clean this up. He's garbage.
That is so fucked up. To hit blend on a fucking blender, spray that shit around your entire kitchen, and then be like, where's Leticia? Quickly. Also, we're really jumping around here. But
Such is the way.
This is the way. When the producer says to Heather, have you ever been in love?
Oh, no.
That is, I mean, and that reaction. Oh, you sad? You're sad, Emily?
I felt so bad for Heather this episode. She's so brainwashed. And she's never been in love. And I really want her to come out as a lesbian and like what if she's gay and this whole, because Andy in the interviews with Salt Lake City keeps alluding to, well, by the end of the season, Heather, the Mormon church, he keeps alluding to some big like thing, and I don't think she comes out, but it'd be great.
Because I was like, oh, the husband's gay, obviously, like the marriage 11 years, but ooh, that would be great plot twist.
I just the quote, I chose him not because he was the love of my life, but because he was Mormon. And then he left her. It was... And then Jen giving her actual good advice and saying...
Shocking.
Break the cycle, Heather.
This is good for your daughters. I was like, where are you? Who is this?
Where is this coming from? Also, didn't Heather say in the first episode that, like, she married into, like, an insane amount of wealth? So...
The Howard Hughes money.
Yeah, so why like they were together for 11 years. They got divorced. He left her. So why is she living in a house that looks like something that Cynthia Bailey would live in?
Okay, let's get into the party.
I don't want any more fucking hidden door parties. These fucking people with the hidden door restaurants and door parties.
What are you talking about? When has there ever been a hidden door party on Housewives?
No, in general. In fucking general.
Oh.
Very Toronto.
Well, Marshall, it's a fun thing for straight people to do, to go into a closet for a little bit, you know?
I am aggravated by it.
It's not a new idea. Like if somebody sent me an invite that was like, and you gotta walk up and you gotta say pickles are a party and then we're gonna let you in, like I'd be like, I'm not coming.
Bitch, you want a surprise, go to a gay bar and knock on the toilet door. That's a fucking party.
But
That's
also, don't go to a gay bar because we're fucking tired of seeing your trash ass there. Like, don't.
Yeah, fuck the fuck off. Get your trash shit ass out.
Why? You guys are fun dancers.
No, especially you. Leave! Yeah, so we have another fucking flapper party. Whitney's loving it. She's winky winky. Her walking around that party.
Well,
off the top.
With the Cruella de Vil, what do you call those?
Yeah.
Those long cigarette
it's
holders.
also like not very classy because remember when she was planning the party,
It's
she went in and was talking to that guy and she was like, I really want to create like a unique experience, and he was like, we're at your beck and call. This is the area that you'll have. She was like, oh, we're going to invite about 30 people. And then there were like 200. The bar was open. Like they just like, hello, Jack Astor's? Yeah, I'd like a table for 30 people. That's what she did. Like she didn't plan anything.
Yeah.
I don't think those
I think it was open to the general public.
Yeah, that's why it was full. Because remember, she was like, I'm only inviting 30 people. And he was like, I'm going to give you this section. Like the strippers, I don't even think she planned that. I think that's just something that happens at that place. And she was like,
I think it's the same location as Jen's party and those men never left.
Please feed us.
Can I come out now?
Like, don't pan down, but there are shackles.
Poor guys. Poor guys.
I really liked the moment when Jen walked in full glamour, which was totally overdressed and so sad. And two gay men were like, work!
Yeah.
Immediately.
That was Marshall and I sitting there waiting for her to walk in. Yeah, I thought that was interesting that they were sitting right there. And I'm wondering, were those assistants?
Oh, yeah. They're like executive producers.
Plants.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta plant some assistants to tell me that I look real good.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that this woman prepares so much for this party and then ruins the night with a few drinks.
Yeah.
And I've done it before, except minus all the glam and looking good.
Yeah, if Emily's night doesn't end in red wine vomit in the shower, then she's not happy.
Yeah, shower, the street.
I mean, if it makes it in the shower, then that's an accomplishment in itself.
Anywhere you can lean, really.
So Whitney's party. I'm struggling to remember anything of value that happened here.
Well, it was really only 2 minutes because what next week is all about is Jen's breakdown and her freaking out at Meredith for hanging out with Mary, which is stupid.
We can't do this. We can't do this. Like, it's like the Money Exchange sponge thing. Like, we need a producer to step in and be like, hey guys, just so we know, like, this feud, it's like not a thing. It's not, we hate it. Audience is gonna hate it. Like, just, like, let's find something else.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Throw a drink on, like, have the producer, like, cut her dress or something and be like, there we go, feud now, start, begin.
Yeah, it's definitely, I will say, even in in all the episodes, a lot of the plot lines do feel quite familiar. Like they're things that we've seen on Housewives before. And I feel like Jen is just like going through the gambit of things. Like, I'm offended that she said that I smell like hospital. I'm offended that she's hanging out with my friend. I'm offended that they didn't compliment my dress. Like, she's just like, why don't I just hit all the tropes in the first 3 episodes and then we can just move on?
Well, that's what we hope.
She needs to slow her roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going like, coming in at like a 12 and everyone else is like at a Mormon 4, you know? So...
Because with that conversation with Heather at the beginning of the episode, there might be something there with Jen. You know what I mean? Like, there might be a real human being in there. So, like, let's get to that, and then let's get messy, please.
So, any last thoughts on Salt Lake City and this episode, or just Salt Lake City as a whole?
Ooh, I would say my final thought is we're 3 episodes in. I'm loving the direction we're going in. I think Jen is going to blow the entire series up.
Really?
And I think, a prediction, I think we're going to see a meltdown from Whitney at some point.
Yeah.
Like a big one. I don't know, I just have a vibe. I'm like, she seems fragile. And camera's following you around a lot.
I think we have all the ingredients there for, like, a lovely mushroom cloud explosion. And I'm hoping I would like to see a little gayness. Like, I would like to see a little unraveling of the gays. I feel like on the periphery, there is homosexuality. And maybe we just need a little bit of Brooks to unlock the secret garden and have our closeted homosexual storylines. Because I feel like they're there. They're there. They have to be. It's Utah.
I love a good closeted homosexual storyline.
Well, I think what's going to happen is Heather is going to throw some type of big gay to-do. Some gay spectacular. There's going to be drag performers, and then the Mormon church is going to get involved, and it's going to be next level.
And we're all going to knock on the hypothetical bathroom doors.
I think Heather is our dark horse in this season. I think the key is Heather.
Yes, the key is Heather.
She, I feel like, is the one that has been the one to bring everybody together so far.
And hopefully blow them apart.
Guys, we're all hoping everyone dies, right?
Yeah,
that's why we watch the show, right?
Yeah, it only ends in death. Preferably via arena.
Yay.
Yeah.
And I know the guys who did it.
What a sad ending. What a sad ending to that woman. I mean, Jesus.
Leanne Lachlan.
We love Lee Land.
We loved. Post.
That's a whole nother podcast talking about Dallas, because
which is coming back soon.
In what form? We don't know.
Yeah, I will say the one thing I do love about Salt Lake right now is how it was taped pre-COVID, because all the new stuff we're going to get, so new Atlanta, that's all taped during COVID times.
And if there's something people...
So I like watching it.
If there's something people don't want to see,
now.
It's the cast of the Real Housewives of OC dealing with COVID. If there's something we don't want to see, it's fucking that.
Kelly Dodd's mom is in the hospital right now with COVID, which is pretty ironic considering she basically said that coronavirus was God's way of thinning the herd.
I mean, based on her relationship with her mother, the statement might still seem true.
I love to be part of a herd.
You talking about a sex herd? You're about a sex herd, Tom?
Yeah, I love a sex herd.
Tom, it has been a pleasure as always. I think you will come back quite a bit.
Yes, thank you, Tom.
Thank you for having me. Enjoy your Potomac talk. When I listen to the podcast back, I'm not going to listen to this episode, the back end, because I don't want it to get ruined. Somebody told me the other day, they're like, don't read anything about Potomac because you want to be surprised.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm jealous that you get to experience it for the first time.
Bye, slut.
Bye, sluts.
Aw, bye, slut.
Shall we?
Shall We Dance? Starring J-Lo and I think Richard Gere.
Which I saw in theaters. Why? I had a friend who was obsessed with Jennifer Lopez, and there was like 3 people in the cinema. It was fucking awful.
Was it bad?
But Richard Gere.
Mr. Gere. Mr. Gere.
That hamster is making you act good.
I thought it was a gerbil.
Gerbil hamster. What's the difference? Both die in an anus.
R.I.P. all those gerbils. Okay, we're back, and it's Potomac time.
Potomac. When I say that okay, let me just preface this.
Mm-hmm.
I really was not in the mood for Housewives yesterday. I was exhausted. I had a lot going on. It just felt like a chore as opposed to a joy. And within 5 minutes of Potomac, I was full of energy, boundless energy, doing that little shimmy shake in the couch kind of thing, stuck between cushions and a cat going,
You enjoyed, is what you're saying.
Chef's kiss. Yes. And once again, a filler episode. but filled me up.
I don't necessarily think filler this time. I think good.
And amuse-bouche. It was, okay, to know, and I feel like I touched on this last episode, to know that Ashley is playing the long game, that she is, just elevates all of this shit. All of it.
I think that all of the housewives need to take notes on Ashley's arc this season, because she is the comeback queen.
I mean, the pettiness, the petification, the she is petty cashed up. She is pettiness incarnate, and I only want
The petification.
I want
Petification kind of made me kind of sounded like pedophile to me. So, maybe just strike it from your lexicon.
Oh, okay. She is like a cinephile. What would you call a cinephile that's petty? A pedophile. She is just iconic. I love it. I love her.
I really love her too, and I'll say it again. She's pretty. That's my opinion every week. I'm like, but also, Ashley Darby is very pretty. What do you think of that one?
And in touch with her sexuality. Very much
love
so.
that she was like, yeah, I have all these toys at home, but I bought new clean ones for the trip.
Yeah. She's like, it's not like, hey, I chucked these in the dishwasher. They were no bueno to fly with.
Yeah, it's too bad that her partner and all of that is Michael Darby, but let's just conveniently block that part out of our minds.
Well, I was rewatching season 1. Just I needed a little backstory on Charisse, and there was someone dropped the info that Mr. Darby had a big dick, and I think one assumed that he did just because he's disgusting, and why would you?
Money.
Of course, yes, but I mean, after a while, the amount of times that they inferred that, or she inferred that they had sex, there's got to be something going on down there.
Maybe he's good at sex, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, this was a very sex-forward episode. Very sexy.
Other franchises could never. Not even Real Housewives of New York. Because if you bring certain things up, suddenly Luann acts like holier than thou, like, oh, I would never. And it's like, Lou.
Oh, please. You're the slut of them all.
You're the slut of them all. And that's a compliment.
You are the slut. Bethany was right.
There are all these blind items on Deux Moi, that Instagram gossip thing. And they're all like, yeah, my friend's dad fucked Luann in a Hampton shed. She didn't stop smoking the whole time.
Yes, Luann.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of smoking going on in these Luann sightings. Everyone's like, yeah, she fucks someone in the shed and, she sleeps with the fishes, whatever. And also, I was trying to think of some kind of salacious anecdote and I panicked.
She did a panic.
But they all ended in and she was smoking a cigarette. Which is kind of a side to Luann that I've never seen.
Yeah.
But checks out.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that funny? She had to go on those shows and be like, I'm not going to smoke on camera. And she's on camera a lot.
Yeah, and to not smoke all that time, especially when drunk too. Interesting. Very interesting. But a very sex-positive episode.
Yes.
We got the revelation when they were all talking about sending nudes that Robin sends nudes.
This was fantastic. I love Robin. She has a banging bod. And so she should send nudes to Juan. And
they have good sex life, I think, also.
I think
because they split up and then they got back together. Mm-hmm. They were able to taste other flavors and then get back together. So I don't know. I feel like there's something there sexually.
I agree.
Sexually. Love it.
And he's very good looking.
There was also the horrific revelation that White Chris calls Candiace's breasts precious kisses.
Hershey's kisses. Precious kisses.
Oh!
It's a chocolate reference.
Jesus Christ. I heard precious kisses and I was so perturbed. Because I was like, God, if there's anyone that needs to infantilize less, it's her. Hershey's kisses. Okay, sure.
Speaking of Candiace and Chris's love, that fucking song she keeps trying to push.
It's not the worst. And that's a problem.
It's nothing.
That's what I
There's
mean.
zero melody. It sounds like someone warming up.
It's it's trying to be a real song, and we don't like that, and we don't want it.
It just, make it stupid. Make it goofy. Make it a tardy for the party.
Hershey's Kisses.
Make it a
Hershey's Kisses,
Hershey's
baby.
Kisses.
Come on.
You get a sponsored deal.
Don't trim your nails because you have to open these Hershey's Kisses. Like something. I know that all we want to talk about is Giselle's outfits. And
Oh, wow. That hat. That hat and gold skirt combo.
I have been pretty neutral on Giselle's outfits. Like, I thought it was mean, Karen's reaction to them, but holy shit, did I see her for the first time today. Really, really saw her. The fuck? The hat? The gold skirt? She looking like gay Tintin. Gondola wind, gay Tintin, gold dress, that fucking hat. None of it made sense. And then, to top it off, with a denim jacket.
First of all, so many gondola references on this podcast. Third episode in. So many gondola references.
So much, and still, yet we ask, what is a gondola?
Yeah, what is a gondola though?
Is it a boat that you sing love songs in?
It's both. It's the boat and it's the Skytram. Skytram 2020.
It's of the sky and the ocean.
Yeah, it gets around it, and it's got to be on the land then too, if it's sky and the ocean.
It's got to be
land gondola.
I believe there was a land gondola. Denim jacket. Denim jacket.
Oof.
Denim jacket. We all own a denim jacket, but we don't pack it in the luggage.
I do.
And B, chuck it willy-nilly on top of a gold dress.
It was a gold skirt because I have a very similar skirt that I bought once for a New Year's party. I wore it. I looked at the pictures. I said, goodbye, gold skirt. That's enough out of you.
Yeah.
And I got rid of it because it was, listen, if I have the same clothes as someone on Housewives, they are bad at fashion. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. Strange.
I really like Karen's Chanel dress she was showing Ray on the FaceTime.
Yeah.
And it was like black and form-fitting with like high boots and had little like the white Chanel C's all over it. I really like that.
Yeah.
But again, if I like it, question your choices.
I would argue the same thing too. As a gay man, if I see something on the screen and it's disgusting and I love it, I mean, that's a problem. If a gay man is going, yes, queen, then you look terrible. And we're encouraging you to look terrible. And I want to move past this swiftly, but the whole...
Taylor Swiftly?
Yeah. The whole Karen's photos thing with the hats. Like,
who cares?
Just, like, who does that, actually? That was a strike against Robin. Like, who...
Yeah.
Like, what you're supposed to say is, oh, I was so sorry, but, like, the pictures were blurry. The lighting was fucked. Not like it just didn't suit the look of the website. That was shitty.
First of all, that is a fucking compliment if you do not suit those hats. Because if you suit those hats, your face is tacky.
Yeah. Which Karen
also
pretty much surmised, yeah.
So before the commercial break, when they were like teasing the hat thing and they were like coming up, and Robin's like, you're not on the website. They couldn't even get like a legit reaction to tease us from Karen.
Yeah.
It was just her like looking at Robin, because once we saw the moment, it was just Karen being like, okay.
Which is all it deserved, really. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, who cares? And you know what? I gotta say, Robin, I generally like, and even Giselle, when she stirs shit up, I generally like. And we will get into this after, because this whole Candiace versus Monique thing is going to take up most of our time on this recap. But fuck Robin and Giselle in this episode. Like, literally fuck them.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Back to the trip. Oh, Karen's wig line, and then them all giving her shit. They're like, Karen's got a wig line? Like, embellish hats. Like...
Yeah, if we had to make a list of all of the products these housewives have tried to shill upon us, then pot kettle black.
Yeah.
He with like a bad weave line should not throw hair ties in class mansions.
What a perfect metaphor.
Thank you.
But
Thank
like
you.
embellish hats. I don't know what the fuck Giselle does, but like she's obviously out there shilling for her husband, her ex-husband's cult, probably.
For her never-ending renovations.
Yeah. Then we have like songs from Candiace and Ashley. Remember like that Coffee and Love song that Ashley did, or what was it called?
Oh,
like Tea
God,
Time and
yeah.
Fucking, or I don't forget what it's called. Anyway, just shut the fuck up, let Karen never wig line. Who cares?
Yeah. So the main crux of this episode, which I loved, was this dominatrix theme.
What were with all
party,
these weird
which-
montages set to music? These black.
Oh,
these
I have
slow,
notes
like-
about that. These stock slut tracks were like, the first one was incredible. Stock domination slut track. Fast track to the gay clubs. Let's get some babies dripping out some backslits to that track, mama. Let's get real filthy. I'm sorry. I was just in game mode here. I mean, it got me going. It got me bumping. Got me grinding. It was terrible. I want more of it. Download MP3, YouTube Music, play now, please.
Oh my god! It's like something you would.
And then it
hear.
kept coming.
Oh, they kept
it kept
coming. There were
coming.
like quite a few little segments of these songs, and like the slow mo of like Wendy getting ready and like her tits are out.
Which to, like, not to be basic, but like to the craziest outfits. Like,
Whoa.
I really did have expectations, but because a lot of the previews were like Candiace in this like pretty amazing get up with the mask and the
Yeah,
the skirt
Candiace
and
won a lot.
everything.
I think Candiace won.
She looked great, and then for the first entrance of Giselle in that shitty fucking red corset
Hair
was like,
hair scraped back.
and I was really like, oh god, Giselle, what are we doing? And then 2 seconds later, Ashley comes in, fully half dressed, like in Spanx, red Spanx.
Yeah, and Ashley
And, like-
is banging hot. I mean, obviously she does feel a little disconnected from her body ever since the baby, and you can see that, but she should have
But disconnected from clothes.
I don't know. Yeah.
It was insanely underdressed. I did not understand.
What was Karen wearing again? I'm blanking.
I'm blanking.
It was like I think it's
too.
like a lot of black, and I think Wendy was the same.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't think those two understand dominatrix sex. Timies. Loved it. We loved the dildos being flopped around.
I loved that.
Although, did they blur out a dildo on Dallas when what's her name, Brandy, was trying to whip Blondie with the dildo? They did blur it out, right? Because I was
Yeah,
a
they
little
did, they
like,
did.
yeah,
They
okay,
did. They blurred it out. This time they gave you them little like eggplant emoji covers.
yeah. Also,
Just
I don't-
fine.
not to be like gay, but like those dildos maybe because of the emoji looked a little small.
They look like kind of standard dick size.
Yeah.
Like, they
and
weren't,
so
like,
whenever I
huge.
see women be like, oh my god, it's huge, I'm like, have you had a dick?
Have you had one before though?
Have you tasted duck?
I liked that at the party they're having their little sex questions before the big fight. I think Robin said something to Karen like you're underdressed or whatever, and Karen goes, "And you look like a whore on a street corner, and I ain't saying nothing about it." And then everyone's
Can
like,
you say that
"That was
again,
the
please? Can
point."
you say it again? Because she needed to say it 5 times for me.
and you look like a whore on a street corner, but I ain't saying nothing about it.
I love it. It's like, hi Karen, how are you doing? Did you know that you suck shit? It's just
Also, I wrote this one down when they were talking about giving blowjobs to their husbands. She's like, honestly, I've retired my mouth.
She sure has, because she looks like a sock puppet with a hand. That's
You
making
are
her mouth
on
move.
this. You are on this. Karen is a Muppet train, and you're never getting
Okay.
off.
Okay, go into your room, get a sock, put it on your hand, and puss your hand lips.
Your hand lips.
It is a Karen.
It might be a Karen.
Hand lips. Puss your hand lips for Karen. Yeah. Also, that Robin whack with the dildo.
That was funny.
It was like a child. It was like a child. It was like, okay, now here you can play with your toys. Smash.
They're like, the penis is dead. I love these women. Like, I feel like if Erika Jayne, who I don't care what Tom says, she is garbage.
Mhm.
If Erika Jayne and Kyle Richards and Dorit were at this party, they'd just be like trying to serve their shitty little looks and being like, ew, a dildo. It's just,
Yeah, Kyle would be swinging a pony around, going like, woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
writhing
she wouldn't
around
even-
like a snake on the floor.
Yeah, and she wouldn't even allow someone to use that pony as a leash, like Candiace did with her actual leash.
Every second with these women, I'm
lucky.
thankful for. I'm thankful
I'm
for.
scared as to how my mental health will suffer when this season is over.
I know. We all know what that post Housewives blues feels like. The in between.
Yeah, it's an emptiness. It's an emptiness. For
so
sure.
I have a question.
Yes, what would you like to ask me?
Has Karen ever had sex?
She has a daughter, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, there is evidence that she has child. But has she
Has she had good sex?
good sex? I suppose
she
that's the
talked
question.
About, I think she talked about, a feather used to turn us on. A feather in a, what was it? A feather in a whip or something? Or
Also,
feather in a...
the way she was like, so what's the most sensual part of your body? My vagina.
Where do you like being touched?
The vagina.
And without missing one beat.
What is the vagina?
Robin always has the best reactions to Karen, I find. It's always like, excuse me?
Yeah, she does a good. Yeah.
And then I guess...
Giselle coming to the table with Slob the Knob.
What's Slob the Knob? What's that? What are you talking about?
In the confessional, she was like, has Karen even slobbed the knob?
I've never heard that expression before.
No one has. Giselle, she comes prepared. We enjoy it.
Yeah, she really does. They're all smart women. I'll give them that. Even Candiace, she's bright. She's just...
Bed wench, roach.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, she's creative. They're creative. I'll give
Yeah.
them that.
Yes.
But I will
Creative
say,
women.
I miss Monique. I really miss her. I love Monique.
Yeah.
I mean, I know-
I'm a Monique stan, but I am starting to, what are we missing here, really? What are you missing?
I don't miss... You're right. I like her. I like what she brings to it. I like that she comes up against Giselle. I like that she has no fucking time for Candiace, because who does in this day and age? I guess I like what she brings on the opposing side.
Sure.
And I think...
Which I think we will, not to jump ahead, but I think we will see next week. We'll get to that.
So,
but yeah.
Marshall. I hope it's not just some bullshit tease.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss her, and I guess that brings us to the big fight of the episode, which was after they're having this...
Oh, wait, I do have one thing to talk about before we get to the fight.
I guess I shall allow it.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It's Karen's pillows.
Oh.
When they're talking about masturbation, and it's a casual masturbation talk, 3 times a month, whatever. Karen, well, I arrange several pillows around my bodice. I hug them tightly, and they end up wet.
And one of them, they're vibrating. I've never even heard of that, which is kind of...
What is this, Bram Stoker's Dracula's wives scene, writhing around in a silk bed?
Some people are
Moment
really
is this?
into rubbing their vaginas on pillows. Not
Oh,
me.
are they?
Oh, yeah, big time. A lot of people, a lot of girls will be talking about our first time masturbating while we're wearing nighties and having pillow fights. And they'll be like, speaking of pillows, the first time a lot of girls masturbate is by humping pillows. It never did it for me.
Humping pillows is
good
one
on
thing.
them, but-
Surrounding oneself in pillows? A pillow
I don't
orgy?
know. I mean,
Karen! Karen! All I want is them talking about sex. That's all I really want.
That's all you want, eh? You want.
I also... Okay, so we'll get to the... Let's get to the fight.
Fight. First off, I love how Ashley was always planning to bring it up at this party.
Mm-hmm.
And Robin was the one who kind of opened the door for it. I forget what she said, but she alluded to something.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ashley took the bait and brought it up. And then Robin was like, I, for one, was shocked. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Nice try.
Yes, but everyone is contractually obligated to bring up the drums.
Yeah.
Also, if Ashley had ever really wanted to be friends with Candiace,
Which she never did.
which she never did, I think she could have figured out a way to deliver that information in a way that could maintain some kind of friendship.
She did not.
I think everyone's of the opinion that that she just was burning bridges, but I really think if she cared about Candiace, she could have done that, and she clearly did.
No, and she's because she's not forgiven her. And that's okay because Candiace isn't really sorry.
It's okay, and I support it.
They hate each other. Big whoop-de-doo.
It's their job.
Their white
It's
husbands
your
are gonna
job to
duke
listen
it
to me.
out.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Destroy her. Oh, destroy her.
I just don't like how Wendy... Okay, first of all, Wendy pissed me off this episode because she suddenly decided...
Tell me.
She was Candiace's voice box and like, how dare... First of all, Wendy wasn't even there last season to see all this Candiace being the worst shit. Just because Candiace has reinvented herself as a victim, which she is technically, but she is also an asshole. Let's never forget that. You can be a victim and an asshole. So Wendy was not there. So Wendy has not seen the worst of Candiace, and she's a bully because Candiace is a fucking relentless little bully. Not to say she deserved violence, but that sounds really
no,
sounds
absolutely
problematic.
I'm with you.
I don't understand how everyone is like, we can never speak of Monique again. Candiace is everything. You can never say, oh, well, maybe Monique is going through some mental health issues, or I don't want her to go to jail. Why do we have to be completely 100% Team Candiace? I think it's a crazy gray area, this feud.
And this whole Karen betraying me like bullshit storyline thing. It's like, no, like, I mean, I'll easily drag on Karen anytime, but like, she's not the villain of this piece.
No, and I can understand Candiace's hurt with that, but I can understand Candiace's hurt, not Wendy's and Robin's and Giselle's. Because, Marshall, if someone grabbed my thin blonde hair ponytail and tried to bash my head in, and you were like, well, the thing about the assaulter is I don't want to pick a side, I'd be like, Marshall.
Yes.
Marshall, we're podcast partners. We're friends. But
and you were the assailant.
You were doing it to a mirror. But they're on the Real Housewives. Their whole job is to fight. And Karen is friends with both of them. And it's Candiace.
Big asterisks. And it's Candiace.
It's unfortunate.
'Tis unfortunate.
And I don't know, like...
But also Wendy...
It's a very complex situation.
But no, you're right. Wendy needs to, like... You're not adding anything. Like, you don't need to be preaching to the choir. Like, it's... Yeah.
And Giselle and Robin acting like the fucking moral compass all of a sudden.
I know. They really need to be careful with that. Again, it's going to be Money Exchange being like, soak it up. Let's pull back a little. Pull back.
It really... Like, I actually came out of this episode, like, angry for... Not so much for Ashley, because Ashley knew what she was doing, but more for...
Oh, boy, did she... Did she look like she was wearing a suit, wearing it like prepared? She showed up, she sat down, and she delivered, and we loved it.
She owed Monique for the tushy grabbing stuff last year for the video, and she hates Candiace, and she doesn't want her friend to go to jail. And you know what? I don't blame her. And she wasn't really doing anything against Candiace. I mean, yes, the character assassination thing isn't like great in the scheme, but it's not going to legally... Well, I guess it will legally affect Candiace. It's just helping. It's helping Monique more than anything.
No.
This is Candiace.
Asterisks. This is Candiace we're talking about here. Now, yes, it was heavy. Yes, it was a lot. But the preview for next episode.
It looks so good.
Yeah, baby. Monique showing up to a location is all we need.
Oh, I miss her. And the wig launch, too. Like,
I mean, this is what we need. This is it. I was really worried that the way the season would go is Monique would be separated permanently.
She is, though, more or less.
She is, but, like, let's see. Let's see.
And, like, I do understand that, like, despite Candiace's terrible personality, she is traumatized from that incredibly violent confrontation. So I can understand her shock and horror at having to see Monique again.
Yeah, this isn't like
but...
Kyle being like, oh my god, like Lisa's showing up to my party. Although
Yeah.
But
it's like,
goodbye, Kyle.
Goodbye, Kyle. But it's also like there was never a way that Candiace, like even if fucking Monique had slapped her lightly instead of Terminator running around a barn and trying to kill her. Candiace would have been like, I have PTSD. Like, it was always going to go this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we saying bad things? Sometimes I feel like...
I know, if you can't see, but we are both grinning while we're talking about
You're
this.
like cringing. We're like, am I just
We're like it's
defending a violent person? Are we like, she deserved it? Like, we're doing a lot of victim. I'm doing a lot of victim blaming.
And I'm grinning.
It's just so gray because
it's so gray.
it's a housewife
so
show.
Gray.
It's a housewife show. I'm there's gray matter everywhere.
Oh no, it's gray everywhere.
And they all showed up at the reunion.
Yeah, that's
all
the thing.
wearing yellow. Did you see the looks? Do you see the looks?
Yeah, yellow choices, huh?
I don't know.
I have no opinion. I have no opinion of reunion looks. I really don't.
I liked the New York ones with the masks and stuff. I really liked
I enjoyed Leah's mask outfit. Yeah.
Oh,
and Tinsley in a fucking gown. Sure.
Speaking of Leah, we have found a fan in Leah McSweeney's father on Instagram. So one night I did a real stoned deep dive of Leah's Instagram, and she is prolific on there. So I'm going back to 2011.
Really stoned, huh?
Yeah. And it was like, it took me a good hour to scroll down there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of like her dad being like, nice picture, Leah. And I was like, who is this man? And so I clicked on his profile, and he does.
He has the same name as her. Who is he?
Who is he? He's like, love dad. I'm like,
what's his story?
And so I followed him, and he like does like art of like celebrities and people he knows. That's what he mostly posts.
Mm-hmm.
And he followed me back, and he's not following that many people. So Kel honor. And then when we started our podcast Instagram, which is at Trashbox Housewives, please follow. He followed, and he sent me a message last week. That was, now let me get it open because are
you Leah's sister now?
I don't know, unprompted. No, I'm not his.
Are you fucking?
He sent me a totally unprompted message that says, "I dig this," and then I wrote, "Thanks, Brian. We're big fans of you and your family. Hope all is well." And then he goes, "I love it. Keep up the good work, ladies." I dig it.
I dig it.
Keep up the good work, ladies.
I dig it. Now, interesting that we've been followed by Leah's dad and not Leah's mother.
Bunny? I don't think Bunny has one. I'm going to check.
Is that it for us?
I think it might be. Yeah, give us a follow. Give us a subscribe. Give us a like. You can also follow me on Instagram at mrich44, emrich44. Marshall, what's your little handle?
I think mine is Marshall Lorenzo on Instagram, which is just my name.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, Marshall Lorenzo, because
I didn't ask for your Twitter.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And Trashbox Housewives.
Trashbox Housewives, yeah. Yeah.
We love you.
The goal is to one day have Leah's dad on the show. I actually think we could make it happen.
The goal is to one day have Leah's dad.
Yeah, not Leah. Well, she'll be like, "Hey, I'd love to be on the podcast." We'll be like,
No.
What about Brian?
The goal is to have Leah's dad.
Oh.
Once and for all. Okay. This has got to stop.
This has got to stop. All right. Bye. Oh, Marshall, I want to say before we leave.
Oh my God. Fucking hell.
I love you. Do you love me?
What? Okay. Excuse me?
Goodbye. Get your bucket.